Hey everyone, welcome back to God of War. And in this episode we're done with the caves of Olympus and we're heading off to back to the city of Helios. And this is the last video in the Temple of Helios as well. So it's probably the longest section of the game so far. And using our new shield we can open up more pathways. And here we've got a choice of two directions, and one of the directions has got, you guessed it, some more chests to add to the collection. So heading over here, we can go to either side and check to see if there are any new chests or if they've been restocked, but those ones there are open. So, going back through this door, we're back into the area where the lift is again. And it's a lot easier this part of the lift is. It's seriously just a no-brainer. But all you've got to do, plonk your shield down, and we're greeted with birds, who I invincibility abuse to death. Because it takes bloody ages. And as you can see, it's a great amount of skill here, just pressing circle constantly. But we get up the top floor this time. And we get a hefty amount of red orbs to that little section as well. And there's even more in here. There's even more breakables. I believe I upgrade my Blades of Chaos again now. So then we get a bit more damage with them, and we get a new extra move with it as well. So once we upgrade this, I don't really use the new move that much, but I do prefer it to the L1 and square move, but Rampage of the Furies looks pretty cool. And I say there, it's sort of a focused attack, giving you a little bit of defense on the side as well. And we've got that little charge thing there as well, which I also don't use that much. Which I probably should have, but we get ourselves another puzzle area.
And
but
then the melody returned, and it almost seemed familiar.
Before we can do any puzzle solving, we have this guy to kill, plus all the cronies throwing their projectiles around as well, which is always fun. But luckily his sword doesn't actually do a lot of damage to you, he can just hit you a lot. But with those you can either just reflect their stuff back at them, or you can use your projectile and throw it at them. But I think you're better off reflecting stuff as it comes close to you, just to get that damage boost. And once this guy's down, all you got to do is worry about these, and the projectiles aren't really that quick. And it looks cooler just to throw their crap back at them. So with this guy down, we open up a bunch of switches, and I've sped this up again because it's very slow, moving 4 switches around. But there's a couple of chests in here as well we can open up. So they really are throwing chests at you in this game. Didn't really notice it at the time, but bloody hell. But first, you want to do this just to open up where the statues are. But unfortunately, you can only turn so far. And what you have to do is move the statue to reflect the light into another stone thing. And look how slow that is, even with this better. But kicking it a few times is usually the best idea. You might be wondering why I'm putting this here now. It's just to save time with the rest of the puzzle. So with that done there, you want to move this statue up the top. And then move that statue in the opposite position. This puzzle's not too annoying, it's just the actual time it takes to do it is just bloody frustrating. So with that one there, you can open up the final statue and then we just move them all about then. But once they're all in the right place, facing upwards and to the middle, we'll also open up something new as well, I believe. So they all have to be pressed. Putting that towards the middle will just reflect it outwards. And there we go. And do what we did before, just reflecting the light at the horsey, we can power it up. So, once you've done that, you want to plonk your shield in. And I spent a good couple of minutes or so running around trying to find out where I was supposed to go without paying attention to the cutscene. But luckily you get to not see me do that, but it was bloody stupid of me. I'm running around for ages trying to get out and what have you. And this here will take us to the final horse. And we're back in this room again, but I believe we're slightly higher up than before, which means there is more stuff to open, which is always fun, and more stuff to smash as well. So we're already close again to upgrading our stuff. I think there's only 1 or 2 more upgrades left for each health bar and mana bar. I think it might be 2. But it's really easy to miss a lot of these ones here. I know on my first playthrough I didn't get all of these ones. My first time through I just missed a few of them. But it's good to get them as soon as possible because those chests, they just have a hell of a lot of red orbs in them rather than the upgrades, which is always useful. Because by the time you've got all the upgrades or whatever, you should just be upgrading your gear then. And again, we're in another one of these corridors with more things to break. But we can just slightly boost our health up a little bit, and our mana. We haven't fought anything for a while, so it's good to just be fully stocked. And we're back in one of these rooms, similar to the first Horsey room. And there's also another chest, similar to the Horsey room. And it's another Gorgon Eye. So, we really are handing them out at this point. But as you can notice here, this statue is broken compared to that one. So what we've got to do is break it even more. And I think this is actually a bit of a glitch here. Is if you don't do what you're supposed to do down there, you just can't climb up there. You just press forward to an X to jump up there, and you just get like launched back down, which is pretty weird. So I gotta have another go, so I can get up. I don't know if I was supposed to be there or what, but it's pretty odd. So what we want to do is smash that, and we do the circly thingy again. But luckily everything in there must be fine, because we only have to do that. So once that statue's up, we can actually climb up there now without any trouble. See, gets up fine. It could have been the jump mod down there, but I do think we just couldn't get up there any other way. And this door opens for us now, and as with the usual God of War fashion, this door just happens to be the locked one from before. Always ends up in a nice neat little circle. So we want to just head on down, just slip sliding all the way.
As Kratos left the temple, he was assaulted by the army of Morpheus, and again he heard the haunting melody. But this time he recognized it as the song of his daughter, Calliope.
Calliope? My daughter, where are you? Calliope!
So we can't leave this place without having to fight at least a couple of people. But it's not too difficult one if you've got parrying down. And I think the enemies you get to choose from, or you get to fight, are pretty varied, which is nice. And there's quite a few times you've got to stop and fight, but like I say, it's not too difficult. If you can just fight them well and good with your parrying, you can just sit them down easily enough. It's the old archer as well, but luckily I managed to take care of them before they got in my way. And here we have a slightly tougher fight, but the only reason that makes it tough is for the Gorgon, but she's really no trouble at all, to be honest. If anything, they're easier to parry than the soldiers, just because they telegraph their moves a lot. Like, it's a lot more visual than the soldiers. And plus, our upgraded Blades of Chaos are always useful. So if these ruddy archers are taken care of, just fight the rest of the dudes. And not forgetting to use the F3 as well every so often. And she gets sat down pretty quickly there after trying to stun me a bit. And as we go back across this bridge, we can finally solve the... we can move the levers. And we can power up the horses. I quite like this part of the game. I think it's pretty okay with the little puzzles you have. And going to go in the caves of Olympus is always fun. And I think that's it for the video, so I'll see you guys next time.
With the release of the fire steeds, Kratos was now in the hands of the beasts. And where they would take him, he did not know. As the steeds pulled Kratos away from the grip of Morpheus, they crossed into the underworld. But in the land of the dead, they could go no further, for these beings of light were not welcome in Hades. Kratos found himself on the very edge of Hades, the land where no mortal had set foot. Here, where the souls of the dead walk their fated path, Kratos knew that for him, this was merely the beginning.